Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is Kamala Harris doing communism. Yeah, that's right. She is doing communism by price gouging. She's so dumb that she doesn't understand on the price gouging situation, on how bad it was, what all the problems that it caused, and by the way, it was tried in Venezuela. It collapsed the country. So, we're going to be going over that and more, and we'll show you what this really going on. So, this is from The Times. It says, Kamala Harris to call for price gouging ban on food and groceries. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris will call for a federal ban on food and grocery price gouging as part of a broader set of proposals intended to reduce consumer costs. Her campaign said in a preview of the first policy speech of her nascent presidential bid. The Democratic nominee is promising to target price gouging and price fixing within her first 100 days in office, along with other measures to ease the burden of high prices that have weighed on American households and contributed to many voters' low marks for President Joe Biden's handling of the economy. Well, Joe Biden's handling of the economy was bloody terrible. But this is going to lead to the actual fall of the country if she does this price gouging thing. Harris plans to direct the Federal Trade Commission and other agencies to investigate and penalize big corporations that violate the rules and to find other ways of tackling price fixing and other anti-competitive practices in the food and grocery industries, her campaign said late Wednesday. Well, here's the thing about that, right? Because, how many times are violating the rules? And honestly, the only reason why inflation is high is because you guys have been doing a huge amount of spending. We've been going all to your wars, supporting the Ukraine, by the way, which is actually evil and, maybe shouldn't be supported at all. And then we have the fact that we're supporting the Israel wars, and then maybe some more wars as well. I think all this spending is really what's increasing the inflation, along with, I don't know, maybe the spending of, maybe removing, our own personal energy, the oil. So maybe, just maybe, if we kind of backtrack on that, that might be able to fix a lot of our problems. But of course, Kamala Harris is a fool. It says, while price controls have checkered history in the U.S., Harris' team is working to quickly add some proposals to the Biden administration's achievements and goals, which are at the core of her campaign agenda. She will also detail plans to cut prescription drug and housing costs in an economic address during a visit to Raleigh, North Carolina on Friday. Former President Donald Trump has made inflation, which spiked early in the Biden administration as the COVID-19 crisis wore on, a center place of his argument that he should be returned to the White House. The Republican candidate and his allies cite Democratic spending programs as a source of the surge in prices for food, gasoline, and many other items. Yes, that is exactly what it is. So, what we're going to go here, guys, is that we're going to show you exactly what we're talking about here when it comes to price gouging. This was tried already in Venezuela, right? And if we just go and look at the Venezuelan thing and stuff like that, we're going to be showing you exactly what. So, first off, let's go with this here, right? Let's go with this here with the whole price gouging thing. Now, I will move my camera over here so you guys kind of get to see a better example of what I'm talking about. So, we'll zoom in, and we're going to show you exactly what we're talking about. So, the reason why Venezuela had an issue, it says causes. The crisis in Venezuela began with the presidency of Hugo Chavez when he used the revenue from the oil to fund government spending. It was no longer sustainable to fund government spending from the revenue generated by oil, and this caused the Venezuelan economy to shake. This led to poverty, inflation, and shortages. Causes of low. Understanding these factors are pivotal for grasping why Venezuelan wages vary so greatly and why they are dramatically lower than in most countries, below are some of the key influences on salary levels in Venezuela. Economic instability. The Venezuelan economy has been marked by hyperinflation and economic downturns. In 2014, Maduro expanded the price controls first implemented in 2003 and passed the law for fair costs and prices using executive decree that further regulates production and pricing of products and penalizes the private sector with profit limits, audits, and penalties. In 2003, Hugo Chavez declared war on speculators and imposed price controls not only on Venezuelan milk, but also on sugar, coffee, beef, chicken, pork, grain, and pasta. He also severely restricted access to foreign currency. So that's what he did here. Now, and of course, we have this where from Reuters saying Venezuela jails 34 store managers on charges of price gouging, and this was 6 years ago. And if we go and start talking about some of the other things that are happening that had more to do with price gouging, here we have it. We have this here saying, in a communist country or command economy, the government controls the prices of all goods and services. This can create a system of planned chaos that makes it harder for consumers to get what they need. Some say that because communism can be thought of as a system of universal price controls. Some effects of price controls in a communist country include shortages and surpluses. Price controls can amplify shortages and surpluses of goods. For example, in the former Soviet Union, consumers would often spend hours waiting in line to buy scarce goods. Lower quality. Price controls can lead to lower product quality. Longer lines. Consumers may have to wait in longer lines to buy goods. Higher searching costs. Consumers may have to spend more time searching for goods. Losses from trade. Price controls can lead to more losses from trade. A misallocation of resources. Price controls can lead to a misallocation of resources. So, guys, I don't know about you, but the insanity here is that Kamala Harris is literally committing communism. She is literally taking a page out of the book and committing communism. If you guys want to live in a country to where you're not able to buy food, everything is limited, and you can't do anything, go vote for Kamala Harris. Because that's what she's going to do, and that's what she's going to enforce. And let me put this into another example, right? Because maybe you guys don't understand as good as you should. Or maybe you need a better explanation. So, say for instance you own a business, right? And say you want to charge, I don't know, $40 for like a price, for $40 for like a tractor or something, a toy tractor, right? But thanks to Kamala Harris, she will control those prices, and if she says that you have to make it be $100, you are forced to pay it. You are forced to have the price of your toy tractor be $100 instead of $30 or $40 because the federal government says so. Or for instance, if you need to make a profit and you need to make it $50 or $60, she can say, "Oh, well, you can't have it that high. So we're going to make you only have to make it to where it's $10." So therefore, you're not making a profit, your business goes under because you're not making enough money to make a profit, and you're not going at least even, so your company crumbles because she set the prices on where you can be it. Whereas capitalism, you set your own prices, and that's what and if people like your product, and they want to buy from you, and they find it reasonable, then they will buy it and you will make a profit, you will make money. This is how capitalism works. However, with her, it's not capitalism. It's just straight communism. She controls on what you will have to offer. Plain and simple, bar none. So, again, what we have here is a communist really coming up for our next way of our country, and she needs to be defeated. Otherwise, you guys, we're all going to be screwed. We're all not going to be able to make money, and we're going to become Venezuela very, very quickly. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.